presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to Eddie in Boca Raton. Hey, Eddie, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
Good, good. It is a treasure to have TFNN every hour during the trading day, to be there to help you, to guide you, and even to give you some peace of mind, or like that somebody else is there with you while you're trading this crazy market, either up or down.
Well, listen, we appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here, because we wouldn't be out here, folks, if we didn't have all you guys, gals, tigers and tigresses as clients. And, you know, the market teaches you every single day, man.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We got 5 days a week. We go 7 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day in the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make a great night, folks. Create new agreements based on respect and love. Take the responsibility to make new agreements with those you love. If an agreement doesn't work, change the agreement, create a new one, and use your imagination to explore all the possibilities. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 66, NASDAQ up 55, S&P's up 11, gold contract up $2.80, traded at $18.80 an ounce. You get silver down 13 cents, $23.74 an ounce. Light sweet crude up 57 cents, $75.20 a barrel, notes and bonds. A 10-year note down 19 ticks, trading 114 flat. 30-year up full point, plus 26 at 128.09. And King Dollar. King Dollar's up 245 ticks, trading out at 103.244. Euro 107, yen 132.18. British pound 121 to 1 U.S. dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at it. We're going to go to the futures first, because looking at this, when I just did this update, you know, because the bottom line, we did the update, and on the update, there's no doubt that you've gone down, you've rejected lower price, you're going to have lighter volume. That sets up a market that wants to go higher tomorrow. Now, that being said, I want to look at this, because if we give it up at the close, it is going to make a difference, even though we're up 13 points. So let's see what we got here. So if we take first from yesterday till today, okay, so you did just barely over a 50% retracement from yesterday to today. So what that says, just so you can, inside the expansion contraction Fibonacci theory, that says that you can go break the lows. Okay, now let's pull this back. Let me see what we got here. So your first spike, there you go. So your first spike, that was at 1010 this morning. You had 56,000 contracts. You tested that with 17,000. And when you do this, folks, if you're intraday trading, I mean, it's always great when, you know, if I had been trading this and this was coming up, I would be just sitting there waiting. Particularly, you see how before it got to that spike, how there's no volume, no volume, no volume, then you just wait. And that is saying, yeah, that's saying we can come right back to 38. Is that 30? Oh, 38.97. Yeah, 38.97. And we're at 30. Yeah, 30? Yeah, that would be right. So we can go negative 12 points. Let me go look at the NQs. So if we look at the NQs, what we've done looks like the same type of retracement. Okay, so this is going to get interesting. This start happened yesterday. The NASDAQ now was stronger than the S&Ps yesterday and is stronger than today. You can see what happened here. We did a 0.618 retracement, okay? So 0.618 is saying that, okay, you're not going to bust the lows. Now we take a look at this. We pull this a little bit closer. Same setup, though. You see the spike? The spike there had 20,000 contracts, and then we tested that with 5,000. Then we just came down with 8,000. Yeah, this is game. Game is down here, man. This is going to be interesting. 60 minutes here. Game is 11,120. Now, let me see this. So let's go back to here, because I want to see how the setup would be, what we would actually be doing. Yeah, I see what's going on here. Okay, so picture, what you have here, folks, is this. If we come back to the lows, that is saying that we're going nowhere but down, because that's not going to be a rejection of lower price. If we close right where we are right now, to me, that's a rejection of lower price. So it's going to be pretty cool watching this whole thing shakes out. And, hey, we'll find out where it goes. Some of the higher volume stocks we'll take a look at out here today. You have Tesla is down at 260. You got Amazon up $1.90. We have Nvidia's up $1.40. Warner Brothers still on the run. I like that, up 74 cents. We'll pull that up in a second. Bank of America up 16. Coinbase up $3, and they're laying off 20% of their hope. That's pretty wild. If we go into the Dow Industrials, we take a look at the movers inside the Dow Industrials. Point-wise here, Goldman's putting 20 positive points, Visa 20, Caterpillar 17. Taken away from it, United Health minus 40, Boeing minus 20, minus 12. Inside the NDX 100, the strength versus the weakness inside the NDX. You got, look at that, Warner Brothers is the first one up. That's pretty intense. Up 6.5%. Netflix is up 4%. Lululemon, that's a dog, up 3.4%. IDEX up 3.4%. Taken away from it, Illumina down 6.7%. Tesla's down 2.5%. Rivian 2.2%. And Workday 2%. So let's go over to Tesla for a second and see what we have happening inside Tesla. So, nothing much, actually. If this is the only bounce Tesla can get, it'll be, like, incredible, actually. And we go take a look at the IWM. So small caps out here. What are we doing with these small caps? Let's take a look. Oh, that's not a good signal. Small caps, yeah, see, this is what you don't want. Because what this is, again, this is like a little small loss engulfing on the way up. And we'll see whether we get a contraction of volume. See, this gets interesting, particularly in the aspect that that one, the small caps, went too far. If the small caps had just rejected at lower price, what they did, and then just didn't try to take out the high, it would have been a better situation. And see, when you go lower, when you take out a high like that, we don't know what it's doing. We don't know, okay, is that taking out a high on light volume, or is that a rejection of price in light volume? So I basically just go somewhere else that I have more conviction on the way that I think the market moves. Dow Industrials up 105, NASDAQ up 63, S&P's up 16. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Cakestat's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Cakestat breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the market's open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now trading up 116. The Nasdaq's up 70. S&Ps are up 18. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, as we do each and every Tuesday at 20 past the hour. And don't forget, folks, Basil does an outstanding show here every trading day, 10 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a great newsletter, The Opening Call. Now, it's very easy to get The Opening Call, folks. Come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to go into newsletters. You see the opening call on the left-hand side. Just hit that button. You can get the opening call for 1 month for $149. You can get it for 6 months for $695, which is a savings of $199 or 22%. And you get it for 1 full year for $1195, which is a savings of $593 or 33%. Now, they all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And when you get Basil's newsletter, folks, you are going to get an education of a lifetime because he has 12 to 14 archives there that you can understand how he looks at the market, how he rides this wave each and every trading day. Basil Chapman, how you doing?
Welcome to 2023. We're on our way.
We're on our way, Basil. 2023. Can you believe it?
Doesn't it already feel like we've been here for a while, even though it's just a few days?
I wish I could remember the name of that rock song. That's perfect. I'm with you, man. I get it. I get it. Trust me.
So, yeah, we're looking at this. You just mentioned this. There's just so much going on. But actually, when I try to sort out the strength and the weakness, and I'm agreeing with you in the sense that when you mentioned that the QQQ, the NDX 100, was a little stronger yesterday, that's exactly what, for subscribers to my opening call, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the Dow's had a spectacular move. It's taken a little while to digest the gains. It's held the 200-period moving average. We're still long. We still have almost every day we've had trading longs on the long side. We've taken profits. We've got one again today. And we've got core positions. But the most important thing that I'm looking at here is I need to see the QQQ, that's the Index 100, as you mentioned, the QQQ, start to, it doesn't have to lead. Well, let me put it this way. On an intraday basis, I like it when there's strength there, at least the last few days. I want to start seeing strength in the QQQ, strength in the SMH. This is the semiconductor index. And actually, the semiconductors are acting very well with all the bad news that's going on. They are telling us a story. And this is a story that when I had callers about 6 weeks or so ago, and they were talking about the FXI, which, let me show you, the FXI is the large cap China ETF. And it was starting to make lows and then it started to rally. And this was, I think it was in late October, early November. Yeah, late October, early November. And it started to move up and the news was still terrible. And I said, you know what? This is the first time that I can say that that China might be opening up, even though we haven't really read about it. And if you look at the FXI, which is, as I say, this is a large cap China ETF, has gone from the 20 level, 20 or 21 level, and it's trading here at 31. And look at the weekly chart. So I think there's a rotation going on. That's been the name of the game since the summer of 2010, where I said if we get a rotational correction and we don't go back to the lows of 2009, but we don't even get close, but we just have this rotation where the weak sectors start to come on strong and the very strong sectors take a breather, but all that happens is they go sideways. That time is as important as price in the marketplace. So if you use time, that's important. And I think that's what I'm looking at, because even if, let's just say Thursday is really bad news, if the Dow can hold above the 32,700 level where the 200-period moving average is, and somehow get through those days, even if it's terribly weak, and you can start to see some strength in the other indices, that's using time judiciously. I like that's kind of what I'm looking for. And if you look, we've a steel stock, and look at the steel Van Eck Vector Steel ETF. Look at this monthly chart. You would never say that this is a major bear market. This is about 2/3 the way from the bottom towards the all-time high that was made at about 70. It's trading right now at 62. 92 is 63, let's say. I think that's very good action. So I think you have to be very specific. And that's what I've been saying to subscribers. So we've now started to look at what I would call core positions that have a chance of, if they can survive the shorter term, could turn out to be intermediate term buys for us. And that's really what I'm looking at. I'm looking at trading positions, potential longer term positions, and single digit stocks that have the potential to give very nice percentage gains. Even though we're only talking percentages, that's not that they've turned the corner and become major buys, but at least that's a good way, at least to garner some income so that we can build up a kitty in case there's a sharp pullback and we can add to
I can see that too, because that bill, the structural bill, infrastructure bill, they're going to need so much steel, it's unbelievable. I mean,
and it's going to
all the bridges, if you've been around the country, folks, these bridges are like a mess. They're going to get done over, so I can see that, yeah.
So as I say, I think it's selective. That doesn't mean to say we can't have sudden, serious 3, 4, 5, 6% declines. It's like in the Dow, etc. But I think so far it's been higher highs and higher lows, and I hope that continue. That can continue if we start to see this rotation. I mean, if after all, how else could you explain Caterpillar all-time high almost as we speak? So there has been a rotation, and I am concerned if you look at the XLF. The XLF is doing okay, but it is lagging. So that's the S&P Financial Spider Fund. And I do like the fact that the IWM, the Russell 2000, for the very first time, is starting to show that it's going to tackle that Chapman Wave Inside Track repellent zone yet again in the weekly chart. If it can finally get above it, that will say, maybe this time we're going to start to see the small caps actually have a little bit of a rally that's sustainable. So I'm being very selective. I must say that the negativity that I feel every time I'm reading, whether Wall Street Journal, doesn't matter what it is, I look at the charts and I say, wait a minute, something's wrong with that picture, because some of the things are, yes, the IYM, this is the IYW, this is, no, why am I saying that? IYT, that's what I meant to say. The transportation index is still looking very poor, but then they've got the airlines, and the airlines, I mean, if anything could have gone wrong with the airlines the last 6-7 months, it's happened. I mean, they've just been under pressure all the time, whether it's the weather, whatever it is. But, so that affects the transportation index itself. But when I look at different sectors, I'm kind of impressed at what's going on. And I feel very strongly that I've got to just ignore news, look at the charts that are working. And so far, we've been able to do that. It's not easy, but I like it, and we're going to continue to try to do this. And as I say, to see the SLX, the Steel Market Vectors ETF, actually moving up like this, it says that, yes, there is money going somewhere. So that's the path I'm trying to take.
And as folks, the good, the bad, and the ugly is that, yeah, the money's coming out, and then that's the good. And then the bad, the ugly is that there's going to be so much money out here, it's going to be hard to get inflation under control.
Well, that's a big problem. Cannot deny it, for sure.
Folks, come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to newsletters. You're going to see the opening call right on the left-hand side. Hit that baby. Subscribe to Basil's newsletter. It's an outstanding newsletter. You're going to learn a lot, big time. Basil, you have a great one, safe one. We look forward to the show tomorrow.
Thank you, Tom. You too.
Thank you. Stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 107, Nasdaq's up 67, S&Ps are up 16.5. And if you haven't seen it yet, folks, last night they got a new series on Netflix, and it's about Madoff, right? And no matter what you've seen before, it's worth seeing the first couple episodes because it shows Madoff as a child growing up, the whole ball of wax, what's in between it. Now, the one part they didn't show, or they didn't get into, which is too bad because they should have got a couple of people that were in the actual electronic business. They were explaining that Madoff, one of the reasons that Madoff was so successful, he's a market maker in the NASDAQ, and he started using computers before anyone else, because before that it was all phones. And one of the headlines is that, he's doing well because of electronic trading. Well, it was the Soles band is electronic trading, which they didn't get into the program. That's who put them out of business. That's the bottom line, because the spreads went from a quarter, eighth a quarter. So, bottom line, $250, $125 per trade. That's the spreads. And then when day trading came in, that's when people were using internet machines to get in between that, and that put them out of business. That's the real bottom line. Now, the reason I'm bringing it up is that it's pure Ponzi, right? So you may or may not have read about the Winklevoss twins, okay, going against, and we're going to put this up on this side because this is where this is what I was asking Dave Mazur about yesterday, okay, is that you got GBTC, right? Okay, so you can see GBTC, that's still at a minus 37 negative premium, right? And we'll pull this over here. You can see it moved yesterday. And one of the reasons it moved yesterday is that now basically people are speculating on it. Because remember, I was asking Dave specifically that, okay, well, listen, man, if in fact this is real, well, the bottom line is that, it'd be a nice way to make money. It's minus 37%, right? Well, first, I want you to look at, we know it's a closed-end fund. What I'm trying to find here for you, and normally I can pull this right up. Oh, this is interesting. The NAV. Oh, yeah, okay, here's the market cap here. So the market cap is over 10 billion, right? 10.87 billion. Now, normally the fee structure's in, this fee structure in here is at least 0.75 to 1. And so the guy that runs this, Barry Siebert, this is his big deal. This is where he makes all his money, okay? Now, let's walk through this, because this is where this gets amazing to me, that I think we all should understand how this whole business runs. So the beef with the Winklevoss twins goes like this, okay? And this is where it can get confusing. Is Winklevoss twins, okay, Genesis. No, a Genemy, yeah. Siebert is Genesis, okay? So their names are very close on these platforms, right? So this is what came down. And this is kind of, what's so intriguing about this when I read this is the first time that I really got to understand how they did this. And I know why they did this now, because the Winklevoss twins are going to say that they had nothing to do with sending the amount of money over to Genesis, okay? Okay. So the beginning of this article goes, yeah, the signs of blowups are everywhere. Bitcoin was the free fall, the whole ball of wax, okay? Okay, so let's get down. I'm not going to get down. What the article's about is that these two play in a band also, and they were rock and roll in the summer when all this was coming down, but we don't have to get into that part. I want to get into the part about, okay, so throughout, even last summer, as this is going down, it's called Gemini Earn, okay? Al, you can just come to me. We don't need Bitcoin up there. So it's called Gemini Earn, okay? And the way Gemini Earned worked is that you and I could turn around and put our money into Gemini Earn, and we would be getting interest rates up to 8%. Well, now the bottom line is that you always got to ask, where's the 8% coming from? And this whole Bitcoin and tokens, this is going to be a bigger pawn scheme than Madoff. Madoff is $59 billion, okay? So what happens here is that Genesis says, oh, okay, I will give you more than 8%. So what do? Now, watch how they did the transfer, though. This gets interesting. This is the first time I heard this, okay? Okay, so they have 900 million over there. But the way that it was done, it wasn't done that we put our money into Gemini, and Gemini sends it over to Genesis. What they did is they put another middleman in between it. And I suspect they put the middleman in between it for liability reasons. Bottom line, okay, is that yesterday they accused Barry Silbert, whose company owns Genesis, of defrauding Gemini Earn they're accusing him of fraud for their customers and called on the company's board to remove him, okay? In a separate interview, Gemini said that they terminated the loan agreements with Genesis, officially ending the Earn program, which would require Genesis to give Gemini back all their assets, okay, which they haven't done. Then you come down to the point of this GBTC, which is Digital Currency Group. That's the parent company that owns Genesis. And this is where Siebert makes all his bread right here. I suspect when it all comes down to, folks, the bottom line is that Siebert is going to be in trouble. The Winklevoss twins are going to be in trouble. It's all one big Ponzi scheme, man. I just picture all you tigers and tigers out here. Okay, I'm collecting money. I'm telling all my clients, right, hey, I can make you 8%. Okay, they have piles of money come in. You're telling me I can make 9%. Oh, let's send the money to you. 9% send themselves to 10%. That's exactly, if you watch the Madoff deal, that's how these feeder funds came in. What would end up happening on these feeder funds, a couple of the first two attorneys, they're accountants. Those two, when they got grabbed in 1992 by the SEC, and the SEC it was a brochure that they found, and the SEC thought that they were going to be like, $4 or $5 million. So these accountants came right into the SEC with their attorney, and the questions that they were asking, well, okay, how much do have you basically raised in capital? And they said $440 million. And the SEC went out of their mind. Okay, that's what's going on here. And and I would love to know if someone knows this, that, okay, there's some other way to make the interest other than you're giving it to someone else and they're saying they're going to give you that. So it's the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world. But I think what we're going to see is that with the Winklevoss twins right now, they're turning around blaming Siebert rather. And Siebert, of course, is saying that, but they're all in it, man. Just use common sense. It's all in it, the whole thing, which is unbelievable. So there's going to be a lot more heartache, and there's going to be a lot more of everything, and it's amazing. And it's going to be after the fact again, because what you definitely had with the SEC on the Madoff deal, with the NASDAQ, with the whole ball of wax, there's people that lost all their money. And this is where the regulators were not doing their job. There's no doubt. They had a part of that. Is it 92? Yeah, it was 92. So when this came down at 92, Madoff thought he was going to be busted. And that's it. And what did he do? He turned around and made up false records again, gave it to the SEC, and the SEC closed the case. Oh, okay, that's it. We're all set. Yeah. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials up 110, Nasdaq up 70, S&P's up 16. Let's go take a look at that copper contract. So copper's on the move. It's taking a B point or an ABC up, I think. Let's see. Okay, so let's see if we got it. Let's see here. So put this up. Copper's up 5 pennies out here today. Yep, you got an ABC up. So you got 394. Bring it down to here. It's a good one. You got 64 cents. Oh, what's that? That's 405. That's 420. HG1. So I'm going to put the continuous contract up here. Pull this back, see what we got. Yeah, I mean, you broke a consolidation here. You're not as, well, let's see. Yeah, you're inside the larger range again. This is on its way up to the next swing point's at 457. You're inside the range again. Yeah, watch this. That's the range. Like right about there. Well, actually, it's not inside the range yet. It's getting close. This is about to ice. So what you want to see, now, what you want to see is you want to see this bust through. That's ice right there. You know, you can see you're coming right up to it. You know, what does happen is that when you come up with conviction, most of the time you're going to bust it. If we go look at Freeport McMoran, that's up $1.18 right now. They are coming out with their numbers on the 25th. Now, this is the largest, well, pure copper is Southern Copper, but this is a monster copper company. Yeah, they do $6.8 billion, right? Well, no, because they have mining, that Indonesia's copper too. I wonder why they just... Anyway, they're looking to do $22 billion as their top line. The bottom line, they're going to bring $2.31. So if we take a look at this, oh, and then, so they're also, well, they're paying a 1.34% dividend. And we bring this, oh yeah, this is going for its highs. I mean, 51, let me just see how this check out. Yeah, it is like a 50% retracement, just over 50% on the spike. But yeah, that wants higher price, man. Let's go see Southern Copper. Yeah, look at this. This is a monster deal. Southern Copper. I mean, 3 months, we just went from 42 to 71. These commodity equities are always a trip, folks, okay? Because, listen, it's just priced on, the higher the price, the more they make, because they just keep selling it. Look at this. Oh, this is pretty. This is really pretty, actually. Wow. Let me put this, what do I have that on? Yeah, it's a 10-year monthly. So this one here, now this is what's cool with this one. I can tell this is a 0.618 retracement. Yeah, so something to keep in mind. If you own Southern Copper, that came down to a 0.618 retracement. And if that's what you do, most of the time, you're never going to go break the high on the first run up. That's just something to keep your mind on how this goes. It's certainly going to be still a big run because right now you're trading at 71, and that's going to get it up to TGB. That's going to get up to its high. So let's go look at Teseko because this should be moving also. Teseko, same deal. Yeah, you got an ABC up here too. We got a small ABC up. So Teseko 154. That's 30. That gets you right where we are right now. If we take Teseko and put this on a longer chart, same thing. It's going for its highs. Yeah, and now what's cool about Teseko? You see how you have volume up here? Volume is at 267. That's where it wants to go. It's all. I love these when they actually have volume at the spike and then they gave it up. And Teseko also did a 0.618. Yeah, over 618. You know, so you can't expect the next leg up to take it out. Would you love to do on something like that, folks? Right? If the retracement was too long, what you do is that as it gets up to it, what you like to do is like a stall, like 3 or 4 points away from it, then go sideways, then pull back just a bit, then make the run, because that negates the expansion contraction theory inside Fibonacci. That's how that works. So we go take a look at, let's go take a look at Microsoft. So Microsoft is taking a bite or a position and ChatGPT. And, you know, if we take a look at Microsoft's not going anywhere. I think it's a good deal what they're doing. There's no doubt about that. And if you haven't used ChatGPT, folks, test it out, man, because it's unbelievable how it works. Now, something to keep in mind also when you're using it, that only goes back. It's only picking up information. I forget what month it is. I think it's June in 2021. So it goes back to June of 2021. And what's so intriguing about this is that I think Jacob's the one that found it. He might have found it like, I don't know. We've had it for a couple months playing with it. And when you're playing with it, you can keep asking it different things that it tells you, but it only picks information up to then. That's when I was realizing that, they need more money. So this was before this whole thing come down that you hear about Microsoft and all that. And I suspect that's where they're going with it. But it's an amazing tool. So we go back to Microsoft for a second. It's not going to matter. Microsoft one's going to put $1 billion in it or something. The bottom line is that Microsoft still wants lower price. Now, this is also a heads up here. Let's go look at Apple. This is a heads up for the NDX 100. So if we take a look at Apple, we go back to Apple. Apple's not going anywhere. Same deal. Apple's, Apple's building costs a lower price, and then we go over to Tesla and we take a look at Tesla. Tesla broke a B point of an ABC structure down, $50. And right now you're at, put this up, down at these levels. You can see that $64, you can see the high volume low. So this is going to be like a disaster. And then we were doing today, we're going to start putting some articles up on the front page of TFNN. And Jacob just wrote an amazing article, folks. I was just reading it about, EVs in general, So we'll have that up the next couple of days. But what we were just doing, we were looking. So wrap your head around this for a second. So we were looking at this. Okay, so Tesla right now, if you want to buy Tesla, the bottom line is $29 to $1 of earnings, right? If you buy Ford or GM, it's $6.50 for one. Okay, so, yes, Tesla was the first one out. But the bottom line is, as to manufacturing, you're talking about monster manufacturing companies that are very hard to compete with once everyone has the copycat deal going. That's what maybe it's going to take them another 10, 15 years, to catch up to them there. But in the meantime, what you're going to see is that they're getting pretty close. I just saw a new Denali ad. You probably saw it in a new Denali ad, right? They're going down. The guy has his hands off the wheel. He says, change lanes, do this, do that. I'm looking at him and saying, this is unbelievable, man. So, yeah, one of our engineers is telling us that Tesla's about 5 years ahead of Ford. 5 years in this day and age is not a lot, folks. Stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. If we look at RIG, right? So RIG, ABC up. Bottom line is that, 470 is the B point. Your A point is 365. So you already hit the projector. The projection would be $5 and 25 cents. And then watch this one. So the question is, do you take the money and run? I would say you do, because the bigger issue is this one here. Watch this. You're coming up to, whoops, wrong one. Come on, fast. You're coming up to the lot. Here it is right here. You come up to this spike high. This spike high, this is 100% move or move. We went from 566 down to 232. You're back up there again. I'd take the bread at this particular point. I think it's, you get a great trade. There's no doubt about that. And you have a 100% move or move. You finish an ABC structure up, all of the above. Market-wise up here, what we're going to have here, you're going to have the rejection of lower price. You're going to have lighter volume. So that's saying that, what we're going to see here is that the spike of yesterday, we're going to go into that spike again. You can see, if we look at the SPY, you only did 50 million shares. You're going into 104 million. You're above the high, so it's coming up to ice, man. The SPY could get into 391.64. We go look at the Qs. We take a look at the Qs. inside of the Qs, same type of setup. You know, you only had 32 million shares traded. You're going into 54 million, kind of the same setup. And what we did see out here today is that the Qs are actually stronger than the S&P. And listen, that's what it takes. The NDX 100 leads the market down, leads the market up. And we're gonna be going where this run could get off on Thursday, but the bottom line, it's going up into those levels. Always remember, folks, the bear can claw your heart out, the bull can run you over, and thank God there's always another trade. Health, happiness, and prosperity. Have a great night, folks. Have a safe night. Come back and visit us tomorrow morning. Tommy kicks us off. Great show, folks. Look at him, folks.
Building wealth